Have you ever wondered how the questions you give as a teacher compare to the questions on EQAO? Now, I'm not saying that EQAO is the be-all and the end-all of assessments. I mean, we all know that the conversations, the products, the observations you collect on your students are a rich source of data, right? But sometimes it's good to have that external perspective on students' learning. I mean, are they able to do what the province expects them to do? Are they on track for success? Well, here's where Insight 6 can help. Pearson commissioned a research study led by Dr. Kathy Bruce of Trent University on our proposed Insight 6 questions. We used over 600 students to help test our methodology, and we used what we learned to create questions with difficulty levels that parallel actual EQAO items. The result is Insight 6. If a student performs at a level 2 on these questions, there's a pretty good chance that he or she would perform similarly on EQAO. And by knowing this early, well, now there's a chance to intervene. Conversely, if a student is highly successful with these questions, you can move on, satisfied that the learning is strong. It's all about minimizing surprises. Insight 6 gives you reliable information on your students, information that you can trust. As a grade 6 teacher myself, one of the things that always felt strange was receiving EQAO performance data in October on last year's students. Now, I know EQAO's greatest value is as a system data point, but I always felt it was less than ideal for me to receive feedback on students' performance after they left me and were now in grade 7. What I really wanted was feedback when I was teaching them. That's what Insight 6 will give you. Yes, you can assign cumulative assessments to diagnose needs. I mean, several assessments that parallel EQAO tests from past years in both content and structure. And you can even assign parallel assessments to serve as baseline indicators and to measure growth throughout the year. But I'm more excited about how those items can be reconfigured for use throughout the year. You see, you can search for all the questions that relate to a certain curriculum expectation and choose the ones you want to assign. You can assign an item to a whole class or just to a few students. It's completely customizable. Or if you're teaching a certain math topic, or you're using Math Makes Sense or Nelson Mathematics, again, you can find all the questions that relate to a given unit and even a lesson. And because technology is so very adept at creating precise reports, you can easily gather feedback and adjust your instruction accordingly, all in a timely manner throughout the year. There's no more waiting until October of next year to find out what you want to know about this year's students and how they're doing. As you're teaching, Insight 6 can give you the information you're looking for, just as you need it. The research is astoundingly clear. Providing students with timely feedback is one of the very best ways we can improve learning. And so while I think it's great that you can use Insight 6 as a diagnostic tool throughout the year, I'm most excited that it can be used to give feedback to students, timely feedback, timely support, right at the point of use. You see, there are 2 modes for delivering these questions. You saw the first, questions for assessing student understanding. And that was great for diagnosing areas of strength and need. But you can also assign questions that are designed to build understanding. They're the same questions, but now they come complete with feedback mechanisms and support. All multiple choice questions are auto-graded with instant feedback to the students. including prompts if they get an answer wrong. When they're done, students can then try similar questions for additional practice. But what if a student needs extra support? Well, they can choose to access the feature Help Me Solve This, which scaffolds the question into smaller chunks and step by step guides them through the process. Or they could choose to view an example. This walks them through a parallel question. Or they could watch a video or an animation that highlights some of the bigger ideas behind the question. And although the open response questions aren't auto-graded, sorry, you still have to mark them, they do come with scoring guides and exemplars, as well as related videos and animations that students can access. All the questions are designed to help students learn, to provide the feedback and support they need to enhance their success.